for the queens, sisters manifesting their dreams. Get your cream by any means and beam with self-esteem. Beauty supreme and booty walk so mean. The way you fit in them jeans, you eat your cornbread and greens. Dance or a doctor, red wine or vodka. Redesign your spot and redefine your mantra. Retwist your locks and realign your chakras. Doing your squats and getting closer to God, huh? Brunching with your squad or taking a girl's trip. Adjust your crown, you God's gift to the world, sis. Celestial body, drink your water. Meditate, sun-kissed goddess, heavenly order. Levitate, tribe of Ashanti. Black girl magic, melanin popping. Whether you ratchet or lavish, whether you bougie or savage, you a gift and a treasure. You got to love a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, dog. When God made you, boo, you know he showed out. Mahogany enchantress, blessings overflow now. Picture of success, seductive silhouettes on a spiritual quest. Manifest and be blessed. Mother, sister, auntie, tribe of Ashanti. Rocking your locks, I got a close crop blondie. The curse and the gift, uplift, apply pressure. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together.
Hello and welcome to Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. This is a podcast all about mental health and wellness, self-development, some fun times, some great chats with some great people. Happy New Year and happy 2022. And welcome to season 4 of Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. I'm in my honeycomb tonight, so I'm feeling nice and cozy. It's cold outside, but we're going to have some nice, dope, warm conversations coming up. If this is a replay, make sure and type replay in the show description just so I can know where you're coming from and say hello. And also make sure and check out all my social media. And it's under Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. We are going to get right into it tonight. I'm going to bring my lovely guest on, and you're probably going to recognize her because she's 1/3 of the trio of Talking Dope Shift. It's a talk show that we have on Instagram with Tashura Talks. So I'm going to bring the lovely Erica Warren out of the waiting room.
Hey.
How you doing, sis?
Good. Hey, Ursula. How you?
I'm doing well. I had a great day today. You know how my day went.
I know. You got some working out in and everything. You're going to be fine.
You know, that's the plan. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. 2022.
I know it. All right. So this is Erica Warren. She is one of the hosts of Dope Discussions Live. Make sure and check out her YouTube channel. Some very great, informative conversations. And she's also big and huge into self-development.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me again. And thank you for letting me kick off the new year with you.
You know, when I put the calendar out, I was so happy. I was like, oh, Erica, she had the first date available. So yeah, I am truly honored that I can have you on my platform.
Yeah.
But we're going to get right into it. So tonight's topic of discussion is about letting go, certain things to let go of in 2022.
Yes.
And this is a good motivation because at the beginning of the year, a lot of people always talk about having their New Year's resolutions or the word of the year. So
Mhm.
I look at it as a pivot and a different mindset that can carry us through. What are your thoughts on that?
I stopped setting New Year's resolutions a while back because I started to notice that I was carrying the same things over and over into the new year, and I was like, so, and then it makes you feel like you're not doing anything, but you have to really go back over that year and realize you did do a lot. You accomplished a lot. It may not have been the things that you set out in your mind originally, from the offset of the year to accomplish, but that's the thing. Like God says, show me your plan and I'll show you mine. Every time we make a plan, God trumps our plan. So things don't always go in the way that we think they're gonna go, but we still accomplished a lot. It just wasn't what you actually set out to accomplish that year.
Oh man, I love that. I love what you said because when you set a goal or a resolution, if you don't achieve it, that already sets you back. That already
Hmm.
has you in a defeated mindset. And then it's
Hmm.
just like, well, I didn't do it. So
Yep. Try it again next year.
try again next year. And I'll just keep repeating some of the old ways or toxic ways and rinse
Yeah.
and repeat.
One of my biggest deals is the weight loss, and the gyms are packed in the month of January, and by February, people are like, man, forget it.
Yes. So I don't know if you knew this. I used to be a spinning instructor and aqua aerobics instructor.
No, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, for 13 years.
What?
I just recently retired literally 2 weeks before COVID. It had nothing to do because COVID wasn't around, but
Yeah.
literally 2 weeks. So I can tell you that's a fact. The gyms are packed as of
Mhm.
today.
Yeah.
And literally this usually from my classes, it was the second week of February and then
It's a start to
desert.
die off.
Yeah, you couldn't even get a spot in the parking lot.
Wow.
So I'm gonna pull up this graphic, and this isn't everything to let go, but these are just some that just piqued my interest. And these are some things that we could leave behind in 2022.
Yeah.
So I'm because this is gonna be an audio podcast, I'm gonna read some of these and then you let me know which one sticks out to you. So
Okay.
I have constant comparison, negativity, one sided friendships, self criticism, unhealthy habits, grudges, inadequacy, trying to be perfect, guilt, and yeah. What sticks
Mm.
out to you?
Um, the grudges. That was a big one for me, and the comparison, the constant comparison.
Ooh.
And I think that's huge for a lot of people, especially now in the era of social media, where you get to be bombarded all day, every day with the snapshots of other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's very, very hard as a human being not to look at somebody else's life or things that they're doing and not compare.
Yes.
It's very, very hard. You have to really be centered in yourself, know who you are, know what your purpose is, to not get sidetracked by what other people are doing.
Right. And as a piggyback on that, comparing others. So, as you know, today, this morning, I worked out. So, I put some weight on since I've been really, so really since I stopped teaching, it just
Yeah.
hasn't been the same. So, I'm working out and I'm getting winded and I'm going back to how I would kill this workout without
Mhm.
being so winded. So, I find myself comparing my old self to my new self.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and then I'm defeated. And I'm like, damn, Ernst, you could have, you should have. And I'm thinking that I needed to let that go. And I had to literally ground myself while I was lifting my weights, because I should have been grateful that I could even, one, drive to the gym, two,
Yeah.
have the money to pay for a membership, and three, that I'm physically able to still do it.
And you have the drive to do it. Because some people, they want the results, but they don't even have the drive to get up and do what needs to be done to get the results. So to
Mhm.
be blessed to have that drive is a big thing as well. And I resonate with what you said about comparing myself today to what I used to be and how I used to look. And that
Right.
is one of my biggest enemies, because sometimes when I'm not at the weight that I feel I should be at,
Mhm.
when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, no, that's not me. I I know how I look. I know how I'm supposed to look.
Right.
And you're not reflecting what I see in my head. So I'm just gonna break this mirror. This mirror is lying.
Flip the mirror over.
Right. It's a lying mirror.
I also love what you said about grudges, because I heard you say on your podcast, and this was what piqued my interest to invite you, when you talked about grudges and how you let certain things go, on how you felt after you let it go. You want to talk about that?
Who I used to pride myself, and I actually thought that it was a good trait to have, to be able to hold a grudge and keep account of things that people have done to me in the past that hurt me, in
Hmm.
order to remind myself to never let them, have that power again, or never let them get that close again. So I would hold all that stuff, and I would remember the date, the time, the place, what happened, what you
Yes.
said, what I said, because it was like, if if I ever get in a situation with you where you're trying to get close to me and I'm trying to hold you at arm's length, I got to
Hmm.
remind you of what it was and what you did, so I can let you know this is why I'm treating you like this, is because on such and such date at such and such time, you said this, I said that, you did this, it hurt me, and that's why I don't deal with you no more.
It's the receipts for me.
And I thought that was an admirable characteristic and a trait to have,
Mhm.
until down the years it started to become too heavy. It was a
Mm.
weight on my shoulders, it was a weight on my heart, because you have to constantly remind yourself of the anger. You have to constantly remind yourself of the pain in
Yes.
order to keep it going. And
Yes.
you're reliving it all over again, and you're staying stuck. Them people forgot all about that. They're
Yeah.
moving on with their life. They're happy. And you're
Hmm.
still in the same spot waiting on them to come and apologize or fix what they did to you, so that you can move on with life.
Mm.
And it's crazy. And so once I started to let go of all of that stuff, forgive, and some of it I even forgot. And that was the best part, because you hear the saying, I might forgive you, but I'll never forget.
Wow.
Sometimes there's a blessing in the forgetting, because now you got a clean slate in your heart,
I never thought about it like that.
and your heart
Ooh.
is not marred by that memory, so that the next person that comes along doesn't have to deal with all of those weeds and branches of your heart from
Right.
remembering. And they get a fresh, I used to be so sad that I couldn't go back sometimes and be the naive person that I used to be, when I really did believe in the goodness of people. We get robbed of that when we go through certain heartbreaks and letdowns and disappointments. A lot of times we get
Absolutely.
robbed of just that naivete of, believing that people are good. Because once you
Wow.
go through life and you start to automatically assume that everybody is bad, or that everybody has some kind of ulterior motive, it
Hmm.
makes you move different in life. And a lot of times you miss out on opportunities to have joy and happiness in your life, because you're so suspicious that it's not really what you think it is.
Wow. Ooh, you said a word. Mm. And you're right, because you start that person will date the damaged version of you,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
hardened
Yeah.
part of you. Let me pull this graphic up again. So let's see what else. The self doubt
Mm-hmm.
that resonates with me because I will always, literally, always question myself.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. And then I would ask other people, "What do you think about this?" Well, I was thinking this. So, what do you think about? And I'll literally go to different people, and I really didn't think anything was wrong with it. I didn't think it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say a character flaw, but no, that is.
Yeah.
It is a
So
character flaw.
after you go through all those different people, does it kind of take you off of what your original thought was, or are you more confused after the fact?
Oh, I'm extremely confused. It looked like, if you can imagine my brain
Mm-hmm.
like a bowl of spaghetti, and each thought is a spaghetti stream. That's just how my brain was. And I'm like, what the hell did I even, what was my thought process? What was the mission of this? And then I just totally forgot, and I was off course, and it just it was a mess.
Yeah.
But what I found out through therapy, as well as some of my own thought process, that how I grew up is what caused this,
Mm-hmm.
because I was brought up where you were always gaslit.
Mm.
So
And
then,
you had to question your own reality and your own thoughts.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
then it resonated into it, even though it's small little nuances of it, but I'm still second guessing myself. It just looks different.
Yeah. Yeah. I can identify with that too. And I think one of my big last year I made a podcast, an audio podcast episode where I talked about procrastination. And it was a personal thing that I was talking to the audience, but I was actually talking to myself,
Wow.
because I think that goes hand in hand with self doubt. Is the procrastination is that I'll put it off tomorrow. I don't have everything I need to make it just right yet.
Hmm.
I need to do a little more research, or I need to run it by a couple of more people, or
Right.
I need to wait and see if God gonna put steer me in that way, or if he gonna tell me to do something different. So I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
And then next thing you know, it's 2035.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you know, you're beating yourself up, and you have some kind of self contempt, because
Hmm.
you did not do what you said you was going to do, so you let yourself down. And that's one of the biggest things to reconcile, is that I'm not even being true to myself,
Ooh.
and I'm mad at myself. So how am I going to relate to other people when I'm not even feeling good about me?
See, and that causes stress,
Mm-hmm.
self-induced stress. Speaking of that, I'm going to read this. This is a quote I got from Psychology Today, and it resonated with me. And it said, letting go of a negative in your life that causes you stress, such as a toxic relationship or an unfulfilling job, could free you up and improve your sense of well being and your mood, your
Mm-hmm.
self esteem, and confidence. We then see ourselves and our world in a much improved way.
Mm-hmm. when
Woo.
when the way that you actually see yourself lines up with your reality and how you operating,
Hmm.
you have such a sense of peace,
Yes.
because you don't feel like you're like this term that they're talking about now, the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
You don't feel like an imposter. You feel like I'm really being I'm being the person that I say I am in my
Mhm.
words and my actions.
Yes, your authentic self.
Hmm.
And anyone listening, if you have any questions or you want to drop some comments or anything that resonates with you, make sure and drop your light bulb emojis because we're the enlightened tribe here. You
Yes.
know, we're gonna, you know what, speaking of procrastination, I'm glad you said that because next week my guest is LaDana, and she is a therapist and she specializes in procrastination.
Ooh, look at that.
Yes, in alignment,
I'm
in
gonna have to tune
alignment.
in to that the next week.
Listen,
I'm gonna have my chest plate on, be like, ugh, ugh. She punching me in this chest.
I'm telling you, and when you listen to watch her Instagrams, I swear to God, I'm triggered every time. Every time. So I know we're on a time constraint, so we're gonna get right into some other things. We're gonna skip over, we're gonna get into the meat.
Okay.
So these are some things, some relationships that no longer serves us, something that we should let go in 2022. So I'm going to put this graphic up. So some things, relationships to let go in 2022: romantic relationships, jobs, relatives, friendships, situationships. Lord Jesus. Financial,
Entanglements.
right. Dietary and spiritual. So,
Yeah.
what resonates with you on that list?
Uh, I would say more than anything, probably the friends and family.
Mm,
Um, well, romantic relationships, those have been the bane of my existence for years past. But
mhm.
in recent years, since I have not been in a relationship in maybe the last 4 years,
Right.
because I've been actually doing the work to make sure that my next romantic relationship is the healthiest one that I've ever been in.
I know that's, you better speak your speech, girl.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm making sure that it's going to be a significant relationship and a long lasting relationship.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm not in a hurry, but I'm ready.
Yes.
So as far as friends and family, um, that's one of the hardest one for us all
Mm-hmm.
to recognize, because we grow up with all of these toxic and dysfunctional belief systems that no matter what, no matter what type of relationship you have with family, that's still family. And there's no reason whatsoever that you should have to cut that relationship off or detach yourself. And that's the most unhealthy thing that we have to unlearn in our
Absolutely.
society. Because if a relationship is killing you in the inside,
Mm-hmm.
you got to protect that first at all costs, regardless of what's going on the outside.
Right.
And so cutting off friends and family is one of the hardest things for us all to do. It's easier for us to attach than detach.
Yeah. Yes.
And I
Wow.
know for me personally, like I said on my show, because of my fear of abandonment from my childhood, because of my fear of rejection, because of my never wanting to let anything go, I'm taking everything with me from the past on into the future, holding on to it, taking it with me, hoping that I can bring it in the future with me and somehow change it and make it better.
Oh my God.
I
Yes.
It's broken right now, but if I just hold on to it long enough, maybe I can fix it down the line. But
Mm-hmm.
not understanding is holding me in the same spot. I'm not moving. I'm not going nowhere.
No.
I'm
No.
still in the same spot because I'm holding all of this stuff that I need to let go of.
Ooh.
Once I grasped that concept, that saying that elevation requires separation,
Mm.
and for a person who has a fear of abandonment to think about the concept of being by yourself and letting relationships go, that's the scariest thing to face.
Absolutely.
But once it became a choice between keeping my soul intact
Hmm.
or keeping the relationship intact, I had to choose my soul. I had to
Yeah.
choose my spirit. I had to choose, I can't let outside things snuff out the light that's inside of me. Because
Hmm.
when I was in my first marriage, I started to feel that light going out every day, every day, every
Wow.
day. That light was getting dimmer and dimmer. And it became a choice of survival. Is that
Mm.
I'm not about to let you kill me. You
Right.
you killing me softly every day.
It's a slow death.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. Yeah, I'm like that when it comes to family as well. It's a work in progress. Like right now, real time. I was telling a friend of mine that with some relationships, if you ever watched that movie, The Good Son,
Mm-hmm.
and there was that scene in the movie where the mother was holding on to her child or the nephew, and she had to let one go.
Yeah.
And I was that mom, like just still holding on to these
Yeah.
relationships. And it sounds so cliche now how it no longer serves me, but they don't. But I had to realize some things about myself. And you touched on it with the abandonment
Mm-hmm.
from childhood. And I never knew that because I had a two-parent household.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have emotional abandonment as well, which I
Yeah.
had no idea. So shout out to Sarita Yvonne. I've been taking her class and I found out something about myself, how I hold on and whew, hard to let some things go. So she talked about a drama triangle,
Yeah.
and then you have a role in it. You start off as a rescuer, and that's where you're holding on to it, and you fill in the blank with whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if you do not comply, then you become the victim. Well, why didn't they do such and such? I'm holding on to this relationship. I've been with him for 20 years, or I've been at this job for 20 years. Tomorrow's going to be better. And then before you know it, another 20 years goes by. And
Yep.
then when that doesn't work, then you transition over into a persecutor. Well, you know what?
Mm.
Since you're not complying, you're not saying, you're not acting right, I'm going to have an attitude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk. You
Silent
know,
treatment.
all these poor communication skills. So
Ooh.
yeah, that's I learned a lot in her class, and I invite anybody to go on to learntoloveyou.com. And she's been a guest on the show, and
Yeah, she's
it's
good. She's real
isn't
good.
she? Ooh, she'll blow your damn head off, literally.
Straight
So
no chaser.
exactly. So what else on that list? Here it is.
Man, financial. I had
Ooh.
this is something that many people will this probably be one of the last things that people will actually admit out loud that they have an issue with,
Mhm.
because we are in a society where we all want to look like we have it together. We got it going on. We got, what we doing,
Mhm.
and we don't. We know how to make it look like we know what we doing,
Right.
while the mess is falling all apart in the background. And financial is tied into, you can't be a responsible financial person when you're ruled and governed by your traumas, when you're ruled and governed
Mhm.
by past hurts and pains, when you are in survival mode, you're
Mhm.
not going to be making rational financial decisions.
Not at all.
When you're trying to mask and numb and distract yourself from unresolved pains and disappointments,
Mhm.
you're not going to be making rational financial decisions, because you're looking for things to help you numb the pain, to help you distract yourself from what's going on in your mind at the moment. So
Mhm.
whatever you need to do right there in that time, in that moment, to get what you need to get, you're going to spend money on it.
Yeah.
I've I've done so many dumb things with money, get extension on the light bill so I can buy a new outfit so I can go out to the club and maybe get hit
Mhm.
on and maybe find a dude to give me some attention,
Right.
or just go and buy myself something to make me feel better in that moment.
Well, yeah, it's a socially accepted coping mechanism.
Hmm.
That looks a lot better. Not saying it's right, but it looks a lot better than shooting up.
Yeah, because it's something that's, you're not hurting anybody.
Right.
It's more socially acceptable because you're not hurting anybody. But in the end, you will be hurting yourself.
Exactly. With the financial part, for me, how that resonates. So I didn't grow up poor.
Hmm.
I don't remember ever going without. I don't know what my parents had to do to make it look that way,
Hmm.
but a lot of the poor financial decisions I've made, like you said, on that survival mode,
Hmm.
and subconsciously, I always talk about that window running in the background,
Hmm.
subconsciously, because money wasn't of abundance growing up, or even as a young adult, I almost didn't feel like I deserved it. So I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah, so hurry up and get rid of it.
Hurry up and get rid of it. So
Wow.
then it's that repeated cycle of the tension, the stress, because it is familiar. Doesn't mean it's right,
Yeah.
but it's familiar.
Yeah.
And I cannot think. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at my floors. So years ago, my floors look good.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a sale at IKEA. I just want to redo all of my floor, knowing damn well I needed to keep that money in my account.
Yeah. It just was going to make you feel good to see that new floor.
It did, and it literally felt like a shot of the excitement of talking the people down. Oh, it's already on sale. Okay, well, how much more can I get off of? Like it was so, even now talking about it, I get excited.
It was an adrenaline rush.
And was
Wow.
doesn't mean it was right, but yeah.
Yeah. And then I recognize, looking back, as when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. My mom was a single parent for many years until
Mhm.
she remarried my stepfather. Um but looking back at it, I know that I got that from her, because she was addicted to the Home Shopping Network. She
Ooh,
would keep it on that channel all day long. And it wouldn't be stuff that she needed. It's just the sounds like a good deal. So
right.
I need to call in and get it. She was she was addicted to those finger hut books. And they give you credit up front to buy the stuff, and then you have to pay for it later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's too tempting that you're going to let me get stuff and then I can pay for it later. And I know I can't pay for it later, but I'll think about that then.
Right.
And so I saw my mom do all of that stuff, where she would get credit cards, she would get stuff on credit, and then when it was time to pay for it, when she couldn't pay for it, she would just let it, go bad on her credit report.
Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar.
And now that I think back on it, I know she was in a depression. I know that
Yeah.
she was suffering from anxiety. I know that she dealt with trauma from an abusive marriage and her childhood. I know all of this stuff, and all of that stuff was symptoms of that. But
Mm-hmm.
as a child, I didn't know what that was. I just thought my mom just liked to shop and buy stuff
Right.
that she didn't need.
Which leads over to something else I just thought of things to let go. Clutter.
Clutter.
I read
Yes.
somewhere if you look at your home
Mm-hmm.
and if it has an abundance of
Mm.
things, not what do you call it, tchotchkes, uh,
Yes.
just things, and you probably really never needed it.
Yeah.
This the clutter, and it goes back to buying things that you think you want or you want, but you don't really need it. And how it's and my life coach told me this, how it's always good to constantly clean, but not even clean, but purge,
Yes.
let it go. And when I did a deep cleaning, I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm going to say it. I had so many duplicates.
Wow.
I mean, anywhere from my kitchen cabinet to in my bathroom closet. There'll be
Stuff that you bought, you forgot you had, and you bought it again.
just because I got that rush. Oh, it's a good deal. Let me get it. I have 4 deodorant sticks. I had no idea that I
Wow.
had 4. It
Yes.
3 bottles of ketchup. I mean, it made no sense. It made no sense.
That's that programming in the background running. It's not
Exactly.
conscious, it's subconscious.
Exactly.
And just think about all that. Nowadays we know that's called hoarding, but we didn't know
Mhm.
what that was back then. But I think about all some of us hoard. It's not, you can't physically see it. Like other people who buy a lot of stuff and pack it all in their house, you can physically see their issue.
Yeah.
Some of us hoard sexual relationships. Some of us hoard friendships. Some of us hoard, experiences and all of that stuff. Like I was saying, how I would keep all of that information in my head about people and what they've done to me.
Right.
That's a form of hoarding.
Indeed.
And when I think back in college, when I was, accumulating sexual partners,
Mhm.
trying to fill a void, trying to feel affection, trying to feel wanted, trying to feel desired, that was a form of hoarding because it was never enough.
Yeah,
It was
because of
never enough.
external,
Hmm.
when you learn more about yourself, get to your true authentic self,
Hmm.
you'll start to feed that internally, intrinsically, as opposed to having outside factors do it for you.
Yeah.
Whew. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And I am keeping track of the time.
Well,
So,
I
huh?
think we can go over a little bit though.
Oh,
If
okay.
Yeah, we can.
All right. Anyone, if you have any questions, again, just feel free to put in the comments or any light bulb moments. Also, I am streaming on Facebook today. However, that's just because I'm feeling good for the new year. But I definitely want everyone who's watching right now to go over to the YouTube channel and subscribe because that's where I'm going to
Yes.
be going forward. But, every so often I'll give little nuggets like today, but make sure and subscribe to my channel and make sure and go on Dope Discussions Live on Erica's channel and subscribe.
Yes, we love to have y'all a part of the community.
Yes. And if you forget, take a screenshot right now of this. It's Dope Discussions Live on YouTube. Now, let's get back to this right here. We pretty much went over. Oh, you know what resonates with me? The
Hmm.
job,
Who?
letting go of
Mm.
certain things. So I had an extremely toxic ass job.
Mm.
It was horrible. And I stayed in it like the job was my man.
It's gonna get better tomorrow. It's gonna get better.
Yeah, it's going to get better tomorrow. So I'm just going to see how it looks tomorrow. But right now, I'm just going to get through the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow turned into almost 20 years.
Ooh.
Not good. Not good. And I vowed that if it doesn't feel right, I'm not old school like my mom. I'm first generation American.
Yeah.
So my mom, she's just glad to be in America, right? So
Yes.
you're going to take the opportunity that's given to you and you stay. You become
Yeah.
loyal because you should be grateful.
Oh,
Yeah.
that there. And I'm
Mm-mm.
glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like to dig deep into that mindset of what makes us stay in situations that we know consciously is
Mm-hmm.
not good for us. It's not serving any purpose in our life,
Mm-mm.
but it's familiar and it's comfortable because it's familiar. And
Exactly.
and then we've been raised with this, like you said, loyalty. And
Mm-hmm.
then we've been taught that when you put a certain amount of time and energy into something, you don't just let go of it. You don't just give up on it. But you're not gonna get that time back.
Mm,
You're not gonna get it back. And if it's not giving you back what you put into it, what you still staying there for?
exactly. And it's killing you on the inside.
Yeah. And I think more than not, we teach girls this thing where, you know, self-sacrifice. You
Woo.
have to
Yeah.
sacrifice to get things out of life, and
Mhm.
you'll get rewarded down the line. And you're not supposed to be. We teach our kids, don't be selfish, be givers. But
Right.
so we set them up to put themselves in situations where they're giving to something that doesn't give back. And I think this generation is starting to wake up and break out of that and understand
Yes.
everything that you do in life should be reciprocal.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose to give and know that you're not going to get anything back, and that's what you want to do, that's one thing. But if you're in a situation where you're expecting something back and you're not getting it, you're not a bad person if you walk away from that. That's
Mm.
relationships, that's family, that's jobs, that's mindsets, behaviors, places, things,
See,
whatever it is. If it doesn't have to feed you in the same exact way that you're feeding it, but it has to give something back.
exactly.
If it's giving nothing back, you're wasting time.
And see, and that goes back to that drama triangle I learned from Sarita's class. The loyalty, being the rescuer.
Mhm,
Oh, it's not right. Oh, well, I'll stay another day. I'll stay another year. Okay, now
mhm.
you're being a victim.
Mhm. Yes,
You're a
because it puts you in a situation where you get to feel like, I've done all of this and this how you choose to treat me,
mm-hmm.
but you did all that. If they didn't have a gun to your head, if they wasn't forcing you to stay there,
Exactly.
you can't play the victim and also participate and volunteer.
Ooh. Mm.
Yeah, choose one.
Choose one. You're right. Oh my God. So also on that list is the spiritual.
Hmm.
Or wait, was it spiritual or religion? Let's
Yeah,
see.
spiritual.
Spiritual. So I'm just gonna plug in religion
Yeah.
because I have several family members who love to quote a Bible verse. And I
Mm.
have a few friends that love to quote the Bible verses, but in particular, family members. When I'm holding, let me think, how can I say this? When
Mhm.
I'm thinking, when I talk about holding a firm boundary in our conversation,
Mhm.
well, Ursula, the Bible says, no, we're not doing that. Let's have an adult conversation with some uh without the Bible verses. I
Thank
get
you.
it. And I
Thank
I
you.
used to think, "Oh my god, that's blasphemy." No, it's
No.
called effective communication. And
Right.
don't freaking gaslight me cuz that's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gaslighting, spiritual manipulation,
Yes.
um, using the Bible as a tool of control,
Weapon. Go ahead.
Bible verses, and then you pull one out that fits magically fits this situation so you can get the desired result that you want to get out of the situation.
Control.
Control, manipulation.
Mm,
No, no, we're not going to do that
we're not gonna.
because somebody else is holding a boundary, or it holding you accountable, or voicing their perspective or opinion, or telling you an expectation that they have for you, or the relationship, the interaction that y'all have together, and
Mhm.
then you slap down a Bible verse on them. We ain't finna play that game.
I love what you said. Choose one.
Yes, we're not gonna do that.
We're not. Not at
And
all.
don't go to telling me about what John or Mary or Joseph did in the Bible. We talking about modern day times and what we talking about today. Don't want to hear that.
What's going on at 8:30 tonight, right now?
Right now, if you don't have a pertinent argument or opposing perspective for what I am saying in plain English, don't hit me with no Jeremiah 29 and 11. And then you want me to go in Bible and read it and then try to apply it to what we're talking about. No, no, no.
Oh my God. That goes in with the number one, separate your emotional energies from yours from there.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
love this video. I think I shared it with you and Tashura the other day about the strict energy diet.
I must have
I
missed that
might I don't
one.
think I might
You
have, I
didn't
think
send that.
I shared it on Instagram.
Okay.
And this girl was talking about she's on a strict energy diet, and she's only, expending her energy in situations and people who feel like growth, who feel like love, who feel like respect.
Yes.
And if it feel like anything outside of those things, I don't even want it. I don't want it.
I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look on your page for that.
Yeah, and it's all about knowing where you are at specific points in your life. Maybe you're in that season right now where that's all you want to deal with, because that's
Mm-hmm.
all you have the energy for. And as you go through your process, you can start to add more things onto it. But at this point right now, I don't want to deal with none of that other stuff, that extra stuff that you're bringing. And that's one of my
Mm-hmm.
boundaries. And then if that doesn't work for you right now where you are at your time in life, then this is a period of time, a season where we probably won't interact with each other so much.
Right.
And it's not personal,
No,
but that's what people need to stop doing. Stop making other people's boundaries personal to you.
I love that.
Because what's
Mm,
going on inside of me is about me. It's not about you.
mm. That goes to number 9 on this list. These are different tips
Hmm.
that just to learn how to let go of
Hmm.
things that no longer serve you. And what you just said goes back to number 9, the self-care and lower expectations to keep calm.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. I love number 8 as well. Focus on what you can control, namely yourself.
Phew. Now,
And
see,
that
that's a big thing. because
Yes.
I was a control freak.
Mm.
I needed to control everything in my, in my vicinity, in my environment. And it got to the point where I was, like if I'm in a relationship and I feel any little shift in your energy towards me,
Hmm.
I need to know what that is. I need to know what made that shift so I can shift it back in my favor.
Ooh. That's some deep stuff.
Yeah.
That's some good self-awareness, sis.
Mm-hmm.
My God. Um, I love this. Um, get number 7, get plenty of support. Scratch the Al-Anon part, but get plenty of support.
Mm-hmm.
I see that as a tribe that I have who I
Yeah.
can talk to, like yourself. You know
Yes.
how we share in our group chat. It's like it's constant learning all the time,
Yeah.
and to be aware of who you keep in your tribe
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
absorb that energy from them.
Yeah. They say that you are the sum total of the 5 people that you spend the most time with in presence and communication.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That puts a smile on my face.
And 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 you cannot spend a significant amount of time with a person without absorbing some of their energy, their behaviors, their mindsets, and their
Mm,
beliefs. So, the people that you spend the most time with, those are the people that you have the most in common with. And for people to say that I can spend time and be in a relationship with a cheater or a murderer, but it doesn't reflect on me. That doesn't mean that I'm like that. That doesn't mean, that I believe what they believe.
mm,
Eventually, it's like osmosis. Eventually,
mhm.
y'all are going to balance each other out. You're going to absorb some of their beliefs and thoughts, and they're going to absorb some of y'all's, and then y'all going to even out. But you cannot spend that much time around them and not be affected
Agreed.
by the way they think and the way they move.
Wow. That's some deep stuff right there. Cause I'm thinking about different circles I've had. Not saying that
Hmm.
any was bad or worse or good. It's just it truly was a reflection of how I was internally feeling,
Hmm. At that time.
subconsciously how I was feeling.
Yes. Even
Yeah.
in romantic relationships, when you go back
Yes.
in time, it gives you a snapshot of where you was at that time and how you felt about yourself.
Absolutely. Woo. Well, I love one of the key words you said, choose one. So we're gonna
Hmm.
play a little game before we get off. And people in the comments listening to this, I want you to play along too. I'm gonna put this on the screen. I want you to choose one. Well, we have
Okay.
about 3 to go. So I need you to think on your
Snap.
feet, sis.
Think on my feet. Okay.
Here we go. And everyone in the comment section listening, one's gotta go.
uh
Wait, well, why don't you read? Because this is an audio podcast as well.
okay,
So
read
read
them out
who's on the
loud.
screen.
All right, we have Bernie Mac, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, and Kevin Hart. Kevin, you got to go.
That one was too easy, at least for me. I didn't even get it all out. I was gonna say one has to go, and all of their work just disappeared.
Yeah, Kevin got to go.
Let's see what the people say in the comments.
Celeste said Eddie. No!
Celeste! Celeste! I'm about to unfriend Celeste. Are you serious, Celeste? Eddie Murphy?
Celeste, that means you gotta let go of Harlem Nights. You gotta let go of Coming to America, The Nutty Professor, Trading Places.
Celeste is like, I said what I said.
Okay. Oh, she changed her mind now. She said, "Oh, all their work, Kevin." So
Okay,
she
so
changed it. She changed it to Kevin.
Celeste, we're friends again now. Woo, I was about to.
Our
Okay,
whole childhood was gonna be gone.
Celeste said, wait, where is it? She says, sorry, Kevin. So I'm gonna put some of the comments on here. See, Joan, yes, Joan, Kevin Hart. Hey, Laquita, she said, this is blind guy, his wife, and their life. My schedule won't let me be great, but I'm here for the goodness. Thank you. Strict energy diet. Say what now?
Yes.
Okay, here's another one before you get off. We have a few more. Let's see. I want you all in the comments to explain why you would choose this person or this group. Can you
Okay.
see it?
Yeah,
Oh,
take down the comment.
oh yeah, yes. Thank you. Okay.
So one gotta go.
You got to read it out loud.
Okay, one gotta go out of these 6 shows. We got the Jamie Foxx show. We
Wait,
got
excuse me. And when they go, meaning again, all their work is going to be gone.
so all the people in that show.
Yeah. Well, the show itself, the show will
Oh,
just
the show.
disappear.
Oh, just the show itself. Okay, the Jamie Foxx show, Moesha, Living Single, the Wayans Brothers, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and Martin. This is easy.
It is for me too. I'm
The
gonna tell you what
Wayans
I
Brothers.
say. What?
I never watched that show.
You know what? Where's the delete button so I can get you off of this live stream?
It would
I'm
be out of the Wayans
so serious.
Brothers or the Jamie Foxx show. Cause all the
Erica.
other four, I love them.
Even Moesha would have been my choice.
I liked it, Mauricia.
I liked it too, but compared to the others, anybody in the comments, let me know what you all would say. I can't believe you. Oh, wait, here we go.
Okay, so let's say Moesha. Oh, he said throw Kevin in the trash.
Yes, Lakita. Celeste said she was really into the other shows. That's right. Jamie Foxx? Joan. Okay. I gotta respect everybody's comments. And Celeste also said Moesha.
Moesha,
I feel like
yeah.
the other shows. Okay. So few more. I really need everybody's participation in this. One has to go in relationships.
Oh my goodness. One has to go, so I'm gonna read them out to y'all. It's either honesty, communication, trust, or chemistry. Oh boy.
Isn't this a hard? This is hard.
It's gonna have to be chemistry. Because I can't do without trust and honesty or communication.
Get out of my head. That's exactly what I was going to choose. Let's see.
So listen, this is horrible. It is horrible, ain't it?
She said chemistry as well. And blind guy and his wife said, bye, Moesha. That's from our other slide. I agree, Laquita. Yeah, this is mine would definitely be chemistry. For sure. Okay. Oh, Joan said, I need them all. But
I know.
Joan, the middle of the screen says one gotta go, sis. But I get it though. I get it. All right, here we go. One's gotta go. Compromise, consistency, support, or laughter.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Talk to
no.
me in the threads. All the listeners, talk to me.
Shoot. We ain't gonna make it without laughter. I'm just sorry.
Joan said support. Hey, Joan, I miss you, by the way.
Oh God, I can't.
Celeste said, I
Um,
can watch Kevin Hart for some laughter. You know what? So let me take this off because I don't even want to see. Celeste is about to get deleted from. Let me delete her out my phone right now. We don't like
oh,
Kevin Hart. Celeste, I need you to choose. One's got to go. Compromise, consistency, laughter, or support. You too, Erica.
I'm stuck. Uh, I
I
get
know.
this might be why I ain't finna get in no relationship because I gotta have all these.
Just like Joan said, I need them all.
I guess I would let go of support.
Okay.
I
Okay.
support myself.
Oh, she said, Celeste said, I said
Ooh,
laughter, ma'am.
see, we not gonna be sitting up in here tight faced it all day. We just can't do it. You gotta
Oh,
make me laugh, sir, because I'm gonna make you laugh.
blind guy and his wife said, goodbye, support, because most people support is their standard, not mine.
Okay,
All right. I hear you, girl.
speak your speech.
Right, exactly. I don't know. Let's see. Joan said, I agree with her. I support myself.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have to be honest, and I know um if I don't have these, it'll be triggering from my childhood triggers, so the relationship wouldn't work.
It
I
wouldn't
need,
work.
I definitely, I need the consistency.
Oh, if we don't get the consistency, we're not gonna get to any of the other stuff.
That'll be a hard stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be. I read somewhere where they said a man's gift to a woman is consistency.
I really want to vote to make consistency a love language.
Ooh,
Cause that's one of mine. If
that's
you
good.
showing up every day and you're being who you say you are every day,
Mm,
you got me.
yeah, that that is a. If you're consistent, I'm happy, and I'm
Hmm.
going to be consistent as well. It's definitely both ways. It wouldn't be one sided at all.
Exactly. Because in the consistency, that's where you're going to get that feeling of safety and security.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, that would be a good topic.
Mhm.
Consistency.
Yes. And what
Mm,
that represents, and if you get different people in on that conversation, you will probably hear a lot of different representations of what consistency means to them.
mm. I like that. Let me read this. Lakita said, nah, you have to add good to that statement because some men and women are consistently trifling.
You right. Well, at least they consistent. So I know if you showing up trifling every day, I know. Bye. Don't come at me being good and then switch up with the trifling. Be consistent in whatever you are.
That is a good one. That's a good one. So, if you all would love to support my channel and you'd like to buy me a coffee for my next podcast, I'm going to drop the link. And if you'd love to just support, show some love, let me put it in the comment section. Definitely visit there. You can support the channel and you can also I'm gonna have somewhat like a Patreon starting. So if you love to be a supporter, just to see some of the behind the scenes content that I'm doing, and you want to be a part of it, please go to this link I'm putting in the show description notes, excuse me, in the comment threads. And there we go, just popped up.
Awesome.
Yeah. And also, if you're viewing on Facebook or Twitter, make sure and go over to Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together YouTube channel, subscribe to that page, as well as Erica's page, which is Dope Discussions Live. And here it is. Once again, you can take a screenshot in case you forget. Right there. Erica, do you have any parting words?
I just want to say thank you for inviting me as your first guest of 2022. We kicked it off with what to let go of for 2022.
Yeah.
So, if you want a recap of what we are letting go, you got your graphic to pull up there. We can just go back down the list.
Sure. Let's see. Well, here is one.
Yeah.
Is that the
So,
one or the
so
other
yeah,
one?
we're just letting go of everything in 2022 that no longer serves us, doesn't help us grow, doesn't help us elevate to our best selves, doesn't promote healthy and happy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Just take inventory of all of these areas in your life and decide what needs to go and what can stay. Because we are in charge. We are in charge of the outcomes of our life. And so often we give too much power to outside sources, to outside people, to outside
Mm-hmm.
opinions. And it all begins and ends with us.
Absolutely.
And what looks right for me won't look right for Ursula, won't look right for Celeste. So it all has to be individual. What is
Mm-hmm.
right for you?
Right.
Not what's being promoted on social media. None of that matters. What feels right for you?
And as far as the mindset, how you want to shift your mindset, some of these, let's see, right here would be the constant comparison, the negativity, the one sided friendships, self criticism, unhealthy habits, grudges, inadequacy, trying to be perfect.
Mhm.
That slides into the Black Superwoman syndrome, which
Mhm.
that no longer serves us.
No.
No, we're literally walking around with
Mm-mm.
robots, um, self doubt, insecurities, and guilt. We didn't touch on guilt, did we?
We sure didn't. And I tell you what, that trying to be perfect, that's when we need to just kick to the curb. And
Mm-hmm.
that falls with the people pleasing that you and I have both talked about extensively, that
Yeah.
we experience is trying to be people pleasers, trying to portray a image of perfection that does not exist. And you really cannot inspire a world full of imperfect people by being perfect, because nobody can
Absolutely.
relate to that. And the people who look up to you, they will always feel like there's some unattainable goal. You
Mm-hmm.
have to make it relatable. You inspire people in your imperfections.
Mm. We have a comment before we go on from Blind Guy and his wife. She said, Erica, you have been amazing. Love your common sense of. That's a perfect way to describe you.
Thank you.
Yeah, love your common sense approach to things. We can pay attention and do better for ourselves, and you're encouraging us to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
That was beautiful.
Love
That's
it.
beautiful.
Hey,
Queen
Queen
Cole.
Cole.
Good point, Erica.
Thank you. I'm gonna be having y'all ladies on in pretty soon. I'm gonna be having a ladies panel, and I want to get Queen Cole and Ursula and some more ladies. We're gonna have a high-powered conversation.
You know, it's funny you said that because I don't know what made me think of this, but I went across I saw one of the flyers
Mm-hmm.
when you had your super panel. And
Yeah,
I was thinking, I wonder when Erica's going to do another one. That was amazing that night.
it was. It was awesome. The synergy and all of the different perspectives. Oh man, it was good.
Right. And I loved it because just looking at it and you just see all these beautiful Black women.
Mhm.
And Queen Cole said, yes, let's do it, Erica.
Yes.
She's like, I got to get y'all for my season 3.
Let us know.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. Okay. Let's see. So I think what Blind Guy and his wife said, that was a good way to end the show.
Yes. Well, thank everybody for all of the kind words and the comments and the participation. It was awesome. And as always, Ursula is a very gracious hostess.
Thank
The
you.
hostess with the mostest.
Yeah,
We're
love
kicking
it.
off 2022. And guys, this Sunday, I'm having a show. I'm having a Miss Larissa Bates. She is a film editor, producer, and she is the author of a women's empowerment book series. It's a fictional book series about her character is Bonita Jenkins, and she's like a private eye, FBI, CIA type of character, but she's like a real Black girl from the streets. So she's going to be on the show, and she's going to be talking about her book series, and then we're going to be discussing the relationship between creativity and mental health and how they go hand in hand and how they affect each other.
You know, I may have to be an incognito special guest. I'm going to be up in the comment section.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try. I'm going to try to, because you know it's almost the playoffs. So
oh yeah, I forget the football people. So you can dip and dab in there.
Yeah, that's going to be a good. So tell everybody what time you come on and what time zone.
Yes.
You don't want anyone to miss it.
So y'all can join us live on Sunday. It's 6:30 Central Standard Time or 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we go live, and we're on YouTube, and you can go ahead and subscribe so you'll get notifications when the show goes live.
And make sure when you subscribe that you click the bell.
Yes.
For both of ours, but Erica's coming up next. So click the bell so that you get all notifications, and make sure and share the channel, the links. Oh, we got some more comments. Oh, Joan, you're welcome. She said, thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Joan.
All right. Well, I'm going to call it an evening. Oh, and once again, next Wednesday, I'm going to have 2 shows coming on. So Wednesday is going to be about procrastination. And then Thursday is going to be a fan favorite, Cody Knox.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait.
Yes, ma'am. All right. You all have a good evening. Happy New Year. And we'll see you next week.
This for the queens, sisters manifesting their dreams. Get your cream by any means and beam with self-esteem. Beauty supreme and Buddha walk so mean. The way you fit in them jeans, you eat your cornbread and greens. Dance or a doctor, red wine or vodka. Redesign your spot and redefine your mantra. Retwist your locks and realign your chakras. Doing your squats and getting closer to God, huh? Brunching with your squad or taking a girl's trip. Adjust your crown, you God's gift to the world, sis. Celestial body, drink your water. Meditate, sun-kissed goddess, heavenly order. Levitate, tribe of Ashanti, black girl magic, melanin popping, whether you ratchet or lavish, whether you bougie or savage, you a gift and a treasure. You got to love a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, man.